Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to chapter 27 of Maths Let's Practice. In this chapter, we're going to be looking at units of length, and we're going to focus on meters, square meters, and cubic meters. The key thing to remember here is how it all is put together. So you've got a conversion scale along here going from kilometers to millimeters. What you've got to remember is as we move across each box, it's times by 10 each time, okay? So, 1 centimeter here would equal 10 millimeters, okay? Let me show you how it works again as well. If we wanted to look at millimeters, okay, put the pen on here, we've got meters to millimeters. So let's say you have 1 meter there and you want to know how many millimeters it is. We just times 10 along the boxes each time. So you've got the number 1 and you go times 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000, okay? Because there's 3 boxes, so it's 3 zeros. And you should hopefully know by now that milli means 1,000, okay? So 3 zeros for the 3 boxes it goes across. That's going from right to left, all right? From the bigger numbers to the smaller we do times. Now, when it goes the other way, when it goes from left to right, pen on again, we go this way, then it's divide by 10, okay? So what we've got here, a quick example, is you want to convert millimeters into centimeters, all right? I'm going to tick that one there and tick that one there. Let's say you've got 10 millimeters here, okay? And you want to convert to centimeters there, you just divide by 10. Okay, so it's going that way when you divide by 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1, isn't it? So 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. Easy, yeah? So when we go that way, we times by 10, okay? And when we go that way, we divide by 10. And every box is times 10. The 3 different lengths are meter, which is one-dimensional, so just one straight line. Square meter is when you times 2 figures, so we call it 2-dimensional. And cubic meters is 3 figures, and it's 3-dimensional. And you just got to work through these answers here, converting these measurements. So if we take the first one, how many? 8 meters, what is that in centimeters? Okay. If we go up to the box again, you've got your 8 here, 8 meters, and you want to know how many it is in centimeters. So it's the number 8 there, and we're going to move across 2, aren't we? Go meters, decimeters, centimeters, all right? So that's just an arrow there, okay? So it's going to be 800 is your answer. And you do the rest in the same way, really. You've got to determine if it's going times or divide on those boxes, and you convert each of these measurements here. So if you want a chance to check your answers, now's the time to do it. Check these boxes here. Next one's about estimates. You've got to look at what kind of looks right on these ones here, okay? So we start with the first one. If you didn't know already, apartments in Finland are all measured in meters squared, all right? It's about how big your apartment is. It's no good saying it's like, 60 meters long if it's only 1 meter across. That's a very thin apartment. So we use meters squared. So the size of the apartment here is 90 meters squared, the first one. The height of a door, just think what sounds about right. So I would say, most people's height, like adults, are 180 odd centimeters. So 2 meters sounds about right. Capacity of a bucket is in decimeters. Capacity is measured as a volume. And then you've got the other answers going down there for question 2. All right. These questions 3 to 6 are quite tricky, but you're given 2 of the numbers, so it makes it kind of easier for you. So if we look at the first one, you've been given a rectangular vegetable patch. You've been given the area here, which is 13.5, all right? And you've been given one of the sides, which is 3. So it's just 13.5 divided by 3 will give you the answer of 4.5. Question 4 is the volume. You've been given the answer here, which is 140. And you've been given one of the figures, which is 4. So how do you work out the area? Well, it's 140 divided by 4, 35 decimeters. Now this one, flower box. This time you've been given 3 of the measurements here. 12 times 2 times 2, all right? So you work that out first. 12 times 2 is 24, okay? And then times that by 2 is 48. How many 6-litre bags can you fit in 48? So you do 48 divided by 6, and that is 8. Okay. This one, our flower boxes, again, you're given 3 measurements. You've got here the 4 times the 1.5 times the 1. Okay. What does that equal? That equals 6. Okay. So how many of those 6s go into 30? The answer is 5. All right. The wordy questions here, number 7. A yard's like a rectangle, and the yard is given 6 meters by 4. Okay. Now, what will catch you out here is the gravel bit, because it's talking about it being 20 centimeters, not meters. So you've got to convert that to meters, which is 0.2. So it's 6 times 4 times 0.2 is 4.8. All right. Question 8 over here. Get my pen on again. You've been given 3 figures, 12, 5, and 19. Okay. You times those together, you'll get 12 times 5 times 19 would be 1,140. Okay, if you work that out. And then you've just got to take away what a litre is. And a litre, if you remember, is 1,000 cubic centimetres. So the answer would be 140 cubic centimetres. Now this number 10, this is a tough one down here. So what I've done actually is I'm just going to switch to video now and explain it, all right, and how it all works. So let me flick around here and go to my camera, and you'll see me go to a little tower over here. So this is my boys' moving blocks, and we've got here 10 blocks, and it's saying what is the surface area of these blocks. So it tells you these are all getting smaller, but imagine they're all the same, just for the sake of example. All right, this number 4 here is, let's say they're all 5 by 5. All right, that means that's 25 centimeters squared. Now you've got to count the number of faces that are showing to work out the surface area. So if we look at cube number 4, it's got that face showing 1, 2, then at the back 3, and then round the other side 4. So there are 4 faces showing on all of these cubes, aren't there? All right. So there are 10 cubes, and each has 4 faces showing. That's 40. But wait, there's another couple of areas that we need to look at. All right. The first one is the top. Okay, that's also going to be another 25 centimeters. And looking at the answer, I think they've included the bottom as well. I don't know why, but they've included the bottom. So you've got 40 plus 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. So what's 42 times 25? Big sum, but it's 1,050 centimeters squared. Now, if you have put 125 centimeters squared, you can tick it right, because I think that technically is the right answer. So if you put 1,025 or 1,050, I'll accept both, because I think this one's a bit cheeky. They've counted underneath because that's hidden. But if you've got 1,050 or 1,025, that is correct. Personally, I think it's 1,025, but the book says 1,050. Okay, going back to the book. Here we go. Next, we've got some true and false questions. You've got these old measurements here. Let's look at one. A 6th grader can be 10 hands long. Okay, so let me get the pen tool on. It's that one. All right. So what is a hand? A hand is 1.48 meters. Sorry, 0.148 meters. Times it by 10. Remember, we just move the decimal point to the right when we times things. Okay, so 1.48 sounds about right, doesn't it, for a 6th grader? So I'd put that as true. And the rest are just done the same way. You just convert them using this yellow box here and see whether it's true or false. Next one, you've got these old Finnish measurements, and you've got to convert and round. Okay, remember the and round bit. The old Finnish units into litres. So remember, decimeters cubed is the same as a litre. So all you've got to do on these three is just round them up. Okay, so let's start with that. We can round that one. 125.63 is 126. 36.64 is 37. Next one's 5. Next one's 46. Okay, now these ones aren't in decimeters cubed. They're in meters cubed. Much bigger measurement. So we just, we've got to basically divide it across. Okay, so 0.157 is 157 litres, and 1.978 is what the answer is for the last one there. Okay, this one again, you've got to, this is tricky, but good luck if you've got them right. You just look at the units and convert them here. So you've got one, how do you say that? Is it ternary unit is more than 3. Let's look at that example. Well, you know that a vaca is 37. Okay, so what's 3 times 37? 3 times 37 is 3 times 30 is 90. 3 times 7 is 21. So that's 117. Yes, one ternary is bigger than that. So it's true on there. And that's the answers for the rest. Then on the scales, you've got to look at what equals what to work on this. So you know that 2 green ones equal a yellow one. So the yellow one is heavier. It takes 2 green ones to make a yellow one. And 2 yellow ones is bigger than a blue one. Sorry, it's the same as a blue one. So you know the blue one is heavy as well. So what would equal out 3 yellow ones? Okay, the answer is 1 blue one. And on this one, same again. You know what equivalent measures are, and you've got to work out what goes on this side. All right, and on this side, it would be a green one. Then there's the homework, which is just a recap, really. You've just got to find the missing number here. You've been given 2 numbers, 16.5 and 3. The answer is 16.5. You're given one of the numbers. The answer is 5.5. For volume, you've been given the answer is 15.6. And you know the room is 2 meters high. So what's the area? So it's 15.6 divided by 2, 7.8. Flower box, you've been given 3 measurements, 80, 50, and 30. So how many litres are required? So you do 8 times 5 times 3 is 120 litres. And the final one, you've again been given 3 measurements, 70, 20, and 20. Okay, and it's filled from garden soil from a 30-litre sack. So you do the 30 litres, okay, and then you take away 7 times 2, which is 14, times 2, which is 28. And your answer is 2 litres. So a little bit tricky, but you're learning a lot today about using the measurements interchangeably. Thank you very much for today, and please remember to mark at the end. Okay, thank you. Go back.